You're never gonna see this on any mainstream news.
This ain't what you want, this is what you need.
Ain't never forget.
Yeah, they made us slaves, hung our kids from trees.
I never forget.
Nooses on our neck, whipped us till we bleed.
And they gotta get it.
Hey man, call it Galatians 3:13.
Woo.
You're now tuned in to Precept upon Precept.
Crew so strange. Look at how low they hang. Oh man, took out the chains. So when the wind blow, we just swing. Much oppression, never killer. Breaking dreams that is bitter. Ready, set, pull the trigger.
Israel United in Christ. We are not a hate group. We are not affiliated with any other Israelite group. Israel United in Christ is a nonviolent Bible-based movement. We do not advocate or condone any acts of violence against any race, ethnicity, or gender. We advise that if anyone hears or knows of any plots to cause harm to anyone or to break the laws of the land, you must contact the proper authorities to bring awareness to any possible threat, as stated in Leviticus chapter 5 and verse 1.
Welcome to another edition of Preceptuponprecept.
So you muted.
It's Philip's fault. Most High in Christ bless y'all. Welcome to another different edition of Precept Upon Precept. We are your hosts. My name is Captain Shim.
Captain Matt.
Officer Micah.
Officer Yasa.
So, brothers and sisters, as you know, we travel 12 tribes worldwide. Shout out to LaQuat, Captain LaQuat, for making this shirt. He makes these. Great job, LaQuat. Help Captain LaQuat and the rest of the captains, bishops, and deacons travel. Captain Matthew, traveling a lot to the Booster Club, where we go throughout the entire earth, different continents, not just countries, close continents and islands throughout the earth, as we're commended to Isaiah 11 and 11. So, like we always do, y'all, every single precept upon precept, like clockwork, let us begin and go to the Watchman report with Officer Micah. Take it away.
You are now live.
We the sons of God, we don't back down. I'll take it to your face, I tell you right now. Step up to the count, we ain't back.
Hey, shalom, shalom, Israel, Most High in Christ. Bless, good evening. There's a lot going on. Let's go ahead and jump into it. Trump taught softer touch on immigration as federal force is reduced in Minnesota. I guess they tired of, gunning people down, so they're looking to use a softer force. Trump administration to make it easier to fire. You fired 50,000 federal workers. He's making it easy for federal employees to lose their job. Scoop. U.S. and Russia agree to observe New START nuclear pact after expiration. You cannot make this stuff up. You escape or you die. African men say, this ain't Africans. Well, I'm showing the pictures of who this is. African men say Russia duped them into fighting in Ukraine. Scroll up, just look at the picture of who. Does that brother look like an African? They making these brothers fight their war over there. They say, look, either you die or you fight. Which if you fight, you stand a good chance of dying. Nashville is furious about power outages. Republicans say woke is to blame. Scroll up, hold on, just look at this. They had a pic. I wish you could see how much snow and ice and everything is on the ground, but they saying because look at it. Look at the snow on the ground. They said because you're woke, I guess that's what's causing your power to be out, because you're woke. Of course you're woke, you ain't got no heat in your house. ICE plans to build mega warehouses for immigration detention sparks growing concern. So not only are they wearing masks, they building warehouses to store people in. Fears of new nuclear arms race grow as key U.S.-Russia treaty expires. So I guess they ain't got no treaty now. Ain't like they were abiding by it anyway. But this concludes the Watchman Report.
You are now flying.
We the sons of God, we don't back down. Till I take it to your face, I tell you right now.
All right, y'all, take a look at this thumbnail. Okay, so cold times ahead. And here's the thing. So it's a play on words. The ice has just started, right? And so tonight's show, we're going to look at ice and how it's affecting not just the Northern Kingdom, and we're going to show you some multiple Northern Kingdom examples tonight, but also other tribes, Judah, Benjamin, Levi, other tribes. And matter of fact, even other brown minorities are getting affected, because you know what you're not going to see affected is people from Ukraine. They're not going to be hemming up white folks from Ukraine. That's not happening. There was a lady that just testified at Congress. She looked like she's Puerto Rican. She's dark skinned. She's from Bangladesh, but she has a funny look about her. They treat brown people all the same. So let's take a look at the moving. Interesting. You see the Deportation Center, DHS. All right, so let's get into it. There was a link I sent Akim that explained the definition of ICE, because a lot of times we hear the word ICE or the acronym ICE, but some people may not know what it means. I don't know what number it is, but so ICE is very specific. ICE is encompasses with a department. So the United States Immigration and Customs Enforcement, which is also, I believe, isn't that with Department of Homeland Security? So Homeland Security deals with the whole United States of America. Immigration and Customs Enforcement has to do with keeping what they say illegal aliens out of the country, which we know that this country was built by slaves and other immigrants who came and migrated to this country. Donald Trump's wife is an immigrant. Mm-hmm. So is there more? Is that it? There should be a definition of it. Pull up the definition. Officer Yasser made a comment, I guess about a month when it first started happening, and you made a comparison between them and the German Gestapo, I think you said. And that's really what's going on right now. I don't know if you wanted to kind of.
Yes. Many people are making that comparison now, just especially after the shootings in Minnesota and the treatment where they're going into the people's houses, snatching people out of cars. But the main comparison I make is, he want me to move over, y'all. The main comparison is the asking for the identification, because that's what they did to the Jewish people when they were in Germany. They want to see their birth certificates and everything as they would, because you couldn't tell the difference between them and the Germans. So they want to see their papers before they deported them, because that's originally what they were doing, was deporting them over to the land that they call the land of Israel now. So that's the comparison. The way they're treating people with disrespect. They don't care about any laws. This is coming from the top down. They're breaking all kind of laws and addressing the people.
Right. And tonight, here's the thing. And this is where, as American citizens who are the 12 tribes, many times they don't care even when you do show a passport or a real ID. And we're going to show you examples of that tonight. So it's not just, we feel for our brothers who maybe not ESO legal from Guatemala, Honduras, Mexico, other places. We feel for them. But a lot of the brothers who have been here, who are citizens who have served their time, some in the military, are getting treated like they horribly. We're going to see it tonight. You got the definition? Okay, here, this is it.
U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, ICE, is a federal law enforcement agency under the Department of Homeland Security.
So, Officer Yasa, you mentioned something. Really, it was we had a conversation that really sparked the radio show. I don't know if you got the article, but we need to get it. You were saying that they get $50,000 bonuses.
It's more than that.
So, tech guys, get that ICE bonuses that they're paying out to people, because people understand something. For someone this incentives for these guys to be doing what they're doing. And also think about it, you're getting paid more. And here's the thing. Are there some ICE agents that are hardworking fathers and mothers that just trying to do the job and go home? I believe there probably are. But there's a core of bad apples within the organization that are really messing it up for everybody. It's like all cops are not bad. We know that. But there's a handful enough of them that it make you think twice.
Kind of makes you wonder, that whole crowd that was in Washington during January 6th, you don't hear nothing from them anymore. It appears that they disappeared. And now they're in, his brother trying to direct us, take my attention. It looks like they are dressed up in ICE uniforms with the mask on. Because you got to ask yourself, Cap, why are these law enforcement people wearing masks? Everybody else, the police here, they don't wear masks.
Right.
Right? They do something, they're held accountable. They got cameras. At least we try to hold them accountable. But these guys, they have no accountability.
All right, so I just want to fact test this to see. I think they're getting bonuses. They are. Bring it up, Cap.
According to the United States Immigration, Customs, and Enforcement website of Homeland Security, it says President Trump's One Big Beautiful Bill enables ICE to offer unparalleled recruiting incentives, including a signing bonus of up to $50,000, up to $60,000 in student loan repayment, and up to 25% in premium pay.
Put that up there. Do you see that? And so they get $60,000, $60K for student loan. That is incredible. So they're well paid. They have a $50,000. That's a down payment on a car. That pays a house. Yeah. That pays some significant bills. It gives you a certain amount of empowerment when you feel like you no one can stop you. You're the president's men, who does the president's bidding. Now, let's show you some of the bidding that they're doing. Let me see. What's number two? What's number two?
Hey, Cap, I seen what people did with a $20,000 signing bonus from the military.
Yeah.
Imagine 50.
I'll tell you, the Marine Corps, they don't give you a goddamn thing, man. Army got, Army got money like, y'all got the money. Okay, let's go. Yes. Nope, I don't want that. I'm sorry.
And if you're getting a $50,000 bonus, there has to be strings attached to that. They didn't just hire you and give you $50,000. You have to perform for that $50,000. And they're telling them exactly what they expect of them. Don't take no grief off the citizens, and do what you got to do. Because one thing you got to think about, Cap. Under Trump administration, the deportation of the I'm sorry about that. I'm talking to him direct. Under Trump's deportation, he has not performed as well as Obama and Biden on deportating the so-called illegal aliens. So why do they have to be so violent? Why not do the same techniques that they did and get more progress? So it's a different agenda they have. It's not just about putting people out of the country.
Cap, you had something?
I was going to say, because it doesn't show off the strength and pomp of Esau like Obama.
Right. Hey, check this out. I'm going to jump. As an article, I want to get this out of the way. It's a little bit of reading. Number 11, NARF. It is an acronym for Native Americans Rights Fund. So many times we think of the brothers from the 10 tribes, Ephraim, Manasseh, Simeon, Gad, Reuben, Asher, that come up from the Americas, i.e. Central and South America and Mexico, because they seek a better life. But there is a group of people that oftentimes get forget about, and those are our brothers from the tribe of Gad, which are the Native Americans. They have a thing, there's an article that Gad is teaching certain members of the tribe how to conduct themselves when ICE comes to detain them or comes to harass them. Pull up the form. Okay. So just, we're not going to read everything, but let me just see. So if you know your rights, you're approached by ICE. No matter where you look at the black heading, no matter where you are, remember, you have the right to remain silent. Do not lie to ICE. Do not physically resist or obstruct. So they have to teach these. Here's the point of pulling this up, right? Show me one Caucasian, one Asian, one East Indian. When do they ever have to create a form to teach their children? There's a talk black people give to their children. Yep. When you get pulled over, keep your hands on the steering wheel. Let the officer know. Matter of fact, before he could say, you should have if you have the registration in your doggone, matter of fact, if you have your registration, your driver's in your hand, it's even better. Your insurance in your hand. Officer, I'm going to do this. Is it okay for me to be very polite, calm voice, keep them calm? You have to talk to people like that. This form is what we have to do. There's a whole, go back to that again. Oh, here you're right there. So let's look at the form. They're giving these out to Native Americans on how to deal with it. Because here's the thing. A lot of Gad look like Northern Kingdom because they are Northern Kingdom. Yep. Look at it. Do not physically resist or obstruct. Carry your tribal or state ID card. Now, we got to learn from this. All of us should be carrying our real ID with us. Actually, matter of fact, was it, I forget who said it, Cap, you might have said last week, or maybe Officer Yasser, about the birth, what was it, the passport card, something like that.
Passport identification card.
Yes.
Cap, to add to what you're bringing out, this sounds no different than when slaves was on, they walk off the plantation or they were off from the plantation, the paddy rollers would show up. Yep. Show me your papers. Where are your papers at? This is when America's so-called great again.
Yep.
And also, when they go to talking about this land, their land, it goes back. I'm all out of the picture. It goes back to the settlement of the land. I always wonder what they mean. They were settlers. Well, anytime you settle something, you come to an agreement. An agreement was we whooped you down and we took this from you. That's the settlement they did. The first people in the Americas that were called American were the so-called indigenous native people. Those are the real Americans. These people are just disguising themselves as they do everywhere they go. They call themselves Afrikaners, and they go to Puerto Rico, they call themselves Puerto Rican, and so on and so forth. But this whole thing is a ruse to go back to colonization.
Look at some of the headlines. If you are approached by ICE at your home, think about it. The tribal council that wrote this, they had to get together. This is the council. They're getting together and they're like, listen, these guys are crazy. We got to prepare our people. So they had a council. They wrote this out. So they had to say, okay, well, what's the situation when they were at home? What's the situation when we're in the car? What's the situation when we're in public? And they thought about these things to protect their people. So, and that's good that they did that. Put the form up there again. Like, okay, if you're approached by ICE in your car, we're not going to read it all, but these are, they literally tell you what to do. If you're approached at ICE at work, okay? If you're approached by ICE in public, if you're approached by ICE and you are a minor, and I'm going to show you about minors getting detained, everything tonight. If you are detained by ICE, stay calm, okay? If you believe you're at risk for potential ICE detainment. So all these, what to do when you're released. Our people are traumatized, going to be traumatized. And here's the other thing. I believe a lot of Gadites have been detained, and this is not being reported. But the very fact that this is out there with the Native American, what is it called?
NARF.
Yes, this organization, the fact that this is online and was created proves that Gad is going through it, along with our other Northern Kingdom tribes.
And that's Jeremiah 50:33, Cap.
Yes,
The
sir.
children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together.
Right. Watch it. And now check this out. To your point, you said the children of Israel. Now we're going to look at one of the little children of Israel, a minor. So go back to the Gad article. Watch what it says. Scroll down where it says what to do if you're a minor and you get approached by ICE. Right there. So it says, minors have the same protections as adults. You have the right to remain silent and not answer questions. Your immigration status, where you were born, your parents, your address. Say, I choose to remain silent. I want to speak to a lawyer. Minors are not legally required to carry identification unless operating a vehicle. See, I didn't know that. Carrying a copy of your tribal ID, passport, birth certificate, or scroll up. Or legal residency tax. Okay. So now let's go to number 9. This is a brother, Northern tribe, short video. He's being interviewed. He was released from ICE detention. So this, he looks like a young man, but this is a child still. He's not. When you're a minor, you do not have. They call it a minor for all your major faculties as an adult are not there when you're a minor. You don't know what to do in certain situations. That's why they make you can't join, well, unless you get away from your parents. Usually it's 18 to go to the military. It's 21 to drink. It's even seen a PG-13, which some swears you have to be 13 accompanied with an adult. There are things set up in place, parameters to protect children. So now play this. Watch this.
I didn't specifically know about my immigration status because I came here when I was 6 years old. And when I got here, the woman said, she was like, do you know why you're arrested? And I said, no, I don't. She said, because you overstayed your visa. You came here in 2013, and in 2015 you overstayed. And I told her, I was like, ma'am, I was 7 years old. Like, I don't know nothing about that stuff. Like, I don't understand how it works. I saw a car behind me. I thought it was a normal car. And I just kept driving normally, and then he pulled me over. Right when I got into my friend's house in her driving lot, he stopped right behind me, and he got out his car, turned on his lights, and he knocked on my window, and he said, can you get out of your car? Why? And he told me to give him my license and registration, which I did. And whatever, it took some time. I was in shock. I didn't know what was going on. And he ended up saying, why? Do you know why you're under arrest? And I said, no, I don't. Why? And he said, because you're illegal. You're an immigrant. But like, he gave me no reason to stop me, no reason for a traffic stop, nothing. And apparently they say they're trying to get my dad, but I'm here, like, not my dad. So that doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense.
Hey, that's traumatic, man. It literally, when you watch something like that, it causes trauma because, you could see he speaks perfect English. That's an American citizen. But because of a legal loophole, they're going to target him and try to, and he's going to have a tough time at him because his visa actually technically expired. And they're going to throw the book at him. And our people are going to get it. They're going to go through it.
Cat, what they've legalized is racial profiling.
Yes,
They have officially legalized racial profiling. He didn't do anything to get pulled over except look like a certain type of person.
And listen, that's exactly what it's going to talk about in a second.
And when do we get to see their visas?
Right, yeah.
They're immigrants. When do we get to see their visa? They come here claiming status. Mm-hmm. Everybody except the indigenous people who are already here, who founded this land, are immigrants. So the claim that they're making is just more colonization and taking of the lands.
Get number 8. This is heartbreaking. So number 8 has another teenager trying to defend his mother, and his mother's getting hemmed up by ICE, and a couple of them have the face covered. Looks like, I don't know if one guy doesn't have his face covered, but this right here, you got to imagine if you were the teenager in this, and they're literally going to take your mother and put her in a detention center, in a prison center, while they wait to determine where her country of origin is, and they're going to put her on a plane and drop her off in a place that she doesn't have foundation, most likely. And can you imagine what that? It is literally. Mike, you mentioned about on the plantation, carry around your papers, right? Can you imagine you being on a plantation, just like some of these slave movies you see, and one day you out there and you going through a tough life, but you still got mom and dad and everything, and then one day you turn 11 years old, and next thing you know, your mom's saying to your dad, listen, we're not gonna see each other again, and then you're like, well, you can't process it. Next thing you know, you're like, you got to go. And you're like, you don't get it. And you're clinging to her. You're clinging to your mother. And they forcefully take you and put you in a cage. Well, it was worse for us. Put you in a cage. And then you're crying for 3 days. You wake up and you're in Georgia. And mom's in a state. And there's no road maps. There's no internet. And you never see your mother again. Like, this is serious stuff. Watch the pain this brother about to go through, man. I don't like seeing stuff like this. Right here. Play this.
You don't have a warrant.
Where is it? Where is it?
No, you don't.
No,
you don't. Show me. Show me right now.
Where's the warrant at?
No. Show me the warrant right now. We're not gonna let her go. Yo, get your hands on my mom. What? No. Where's the warrant?
No.
Please. No, where's the warrant? Show me first.
Where's the warrant?
Show me first. No.
Come on, can you call the police?
We have a right.
Can you call the police, please?
You know what? And the horrible thing is, the more I research this, many of the ICE agents that are arresting these Northern King brothers, sisters, they're Northern Kingdom themselves.
Yep.
And I didn't realize that. I thought that was all Esau. That's not true. And it goes back to the thing, Officer, if I'm Trump and I want to get people to work, I want some of their people to lock them up. And now, plus, if I got a $50,000 signing bonus, and now guess what? I'm in this. I'm obligated. And now I also get 60 G's wiped off my student loan debt. You got to understand something. This is going to be a hard pill for a lot of our people to swallow. And this is what it's going to take for a lot of the Northern Kingdom tribes to wake up. This is horrible. I know we watched this 1 minute YouTube video. This lady is going to be detained. He's not going to see his mother. And he's got, then let's say, for example, 3 months later, she ends up in Honduras, right? Let's say the country of origin. He has to find where she's going to be in Honduras. Now you got to raise money. You got to, unless maybe you know some people, maybe best case scenario, she has family with her. What if they have no family? What if she gets dropped off in the top of the country and they're 8 hours away? Now you got to think your mom's going to be, she's not going to be cold, but she can be hungry. She's not going to have a place to stay. Is she going to be safe? These things are going through your mind. Here you are back in America. Like, our brothers are going through this right now. Like you said, Cap, Judah and Israel being oppressed together. Now they understand what we went through back then. It's absolutely horrible to see that, and that's happening every single day across this country.
Cap.
Yes, sir.
There was a video up on an individual who in the military. I think he did about 20-something.
We got it. We got that one.
50 years.
Oh yeah, hey, you got the 50 year. Get that one ready. Get that. I have a different one. A black brother from Jamaica.
It's correct. That's him. That's him.
Hey, pull that up. Shout out to Captain Arell. I used this that he put up on one of our telegrams. Number 5. Here's a black American or black Jamaican brother, came here to the U.S., served in the United States Army, was discharged honorably. Honorably discharged. It's an article from, I believe, CBS or one of them. Okay. No, it's actually a video. Good. So it's in Atlanta, Greater Georgia. Okay. And you're going to hear about this brother's story. This is a damn shame. This is what this is. Play this.
Begin tonight with a Covington man who has lived in the U.S. for more than 50 years, now expected to be deported as soon as this week. Godfrey Wade's attorney says an emergency stay of removal was denied, but an appeal is pending. Loved ones tell her, Olivia Young, they believe Wade's years of military service should count for something.
You make me so.
Godfrey Wade is missing from the home he shares with fiancée April Watkins.
Sometimes he could come home and, you know, music is playing, he's serenading me.
And from the lives of his 6 children and 3 grandchildren.
It's been an emotional roller coaster.
Born in Jamaica, Wade came to the U.S. in 1975 as a teenager. He enlisted in the Army and served overseas, earning recognitions before his honorable discharge.
That was his
First thing off the bat. If you do me a favor, look up service medals 1975 to 1979. U.S. Army service medals. Look that up for me. If you serve overseas, and during that time, I think Nam had another year or so. When did Nam end, Yasif? 74, 75? Nam? Okay. So Nam just got over. So then he did deployments overseas. So he has an honorable discharge, but he also has service awards just for deploying. So that alone should give him credit. But oh, no. Not with this one. Yeah, here we go.
U.S. Army service medals for 1973 to 1979.
Mm-hmm.
The post-Vietnam era focused on meritorious service, peacetime accomplishments, and continued Cold War readiness rather than major combat campaigns.
Now, I don't know if he got Distinguished Service Medal. He might have got a service. I don't know. There's a couple of ribbons.
The service ribbon. Service ribbon. Look up service
Army
ribbon.
couldn't. There we go. Good conduct. What enlisted so exemplary behavior, efficiency, the 3-year accommodation. So the point is, he when you get honorably discharged during the time of active duty deployment overseas, and he got out with honorable. That is commendable, and I don't understand how a judge and how people they don't. It's just different when you're Israel. It doesn't matter. This conversation does not happen if he's a Caucasian. It's just, number one, he's not even going to be arrested. Let me see. No. I just wanted to just see if, like, for example, in the 90s, everyone got a National Defense ribbon, which is during the time of war. Now might have been. Yes.
So when the Army veterans came back, I think it's World War II, after they went over there and fought for the United States and the flag and all of that, and then they came back, they were treated to extreme racism. And so this is legacy. That's what this is. This is the same thing over again, because this gentleman went how many years?
He did 4, at least 4. Actually, it's 8 when you count the IRR time. He did a total of 8 years faithful.
So, and then you come back, and then the place that you went over to represent, to establish, to help, keep your sovereignty and all of this that they teach you, turn on you and try to do you in. So for the future people who were thinking about going out there to protect the nation and all that, they take that into consideration.
Understand this too. I want to say this to all you brothers and sisters, right? The purpose of this show is to prepare you and me and him and her. When you walk into society, get Titus chapter 3. You have to have your stuff together, right? When you're driving, if your state requires, have a brake tag. Make sure it's valid. Check your blinkers. Make sure that you have the basic things that you need. Brake lights are working, and signal lights. Make sure you have your ID. It's up to date. Make sure your driver's license is up to date. Make sure you have your real ID. Make sure you have the registration, your insurance. Today, shout out to Officer Gideon. I have active insurance. I didn't have my card. What I found out, you can legally, on your phone, you can get the app, which will show you the information. Mm-hmm. And so what I'll do is I ordered another card, and just say, officer, hey, you know, I got the other card in the way. Have all that stuff ready, what you're going to say ahead of time, so that when you're not, a lot of you don't have it. I was one of them. So a lot of you think you haven't checked your glove box. Some of you don't open your glove box for a year at a time, and you just shove stuff in there. I'm one of them. So now I'm just go through your glove box, make sure everything's in order, make sure you're ready. My registration come up in 2-3 months. Some of you, if your car is over 20 years old, you can get what's called an antique tag, which is if it's antique, you don't have to keep re-registering over and over again. So there's ways that you can help yourself, but follow the laws of the land. Go ahead, read it, Officer Solomon.
The book of Titus, chapter 3 and verse 1.
Yes.
Put them in mind to be subject to principalities and powers.
Yep.
To obey magistrates.
Magistrates is like city officials, the sheriff's department, okay, the constables, the police department, the state police. Make sure we're going to put you in mind to remember, because what you're going to find out about this black man here from Jamaica, he had 2 stupid little things that they jammed him up on. Like things that just dumb stuff, you know? So read on.
To be ready to every good work.
That's the key. What does it mean to be ready? So when you're pulled over, when you're going through things with the magistrates, you're ready. No, sir. No, sir. Be ready for every good. Sir, no, sir. Here's my driver's license. Valid registration. Yes, sir. Here's this. Yeah, so I'm sorry. I'm wasting your time tonight. I didn't realize that. I'm going to do a better job next time. A lot of times they'll let you off with a warning. It's they're looking for the Negro with the attitude. They're looking for the one who just think he's so smart. When they come to approach you, they're the smart one. You make them feel like they're smarter than you. You make them feel like they're more important than you. You be respectful, because in those 20, 30 seconds, it can really change your life. Do not talk back. You could be right in everything you're saying, and he could be wrong, and they could be intentionally trying to get you upset, which if you don't think that is the case, you're stupid, okay? So put yourself in mind to remember to be, and now, play the rest of this. Watch what they get him for.
And he took pride in it and made us believe in the U.S. Army.
For decades, Wade lived as a lawful permanent resident in America, working as a chef, tennis coach, and fashion designer.
He's dipped his hands in
Pause
everything that...
real quick. I want you to look up permanent resident, because there's differences. You have a citizen. When you become an American citizen, you have a permanent residency. You also have a green card. And I encourage all of you who are have the green card, do what you need to do now, okay, to get your citizenship. If you are a permanent resident, keep that permanent residency, because any little thing, like what you're going to find out, this guy, they can see it as a violation. So if you can get citizenship, get it. If you can't, you have to walk a straight line, especially if you black or you brown. You have to. Read that.
A U.S. permanent resident, green card holder.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold up. I'm confused then. So a green card is a permanent resident. Then why do you have to get a green card renewed? Interesting. Anybody know that? I don't know. I really don't know that.
No, I didn't know
It looks
that.
like it's if you have a green card, you can get the status of a permanent resident. Some of them have time limits, like you supposed to be here 5 years, and
it says
3 to 5 years.
Oh, there it goes.
Yeah,
So I'm going to tell you the mistake that this brother made. The brother got comfortable here. He was here for many decades. What he should have did is when he got out the Army and he got his honorable discharge, and then say he was in the U.S. for 3, 4, 5, 6 years. The second the time limitation was up, he should have done that. But a lot of y'all get simple. Y'all get comfortable. Nothing's going to happen to you. If he had been a U.S. citizen, this would never happen to him. All right, so now go back to the video. This is a damn shame what happens to this brother, man.
It makes America good.
But on September 13th, Wade was pulled over for failing to use a turn signal in Conyers. Watkins filmed as Wade was arrested for driving without a license. Wade's attorney
Pause,
says...
see that? So it starts with your turn signal. Then you were driving without a license. If he had the license on him, they may have not got to the next step. Now you don't have a license. Now they're going to really dig your history. If you have a license, you could say, hey, sir, listen, I'm stupid. I'm sorry. I didn't use the term. I started wasting your time, man. Even if it's just him still being racist, well, and he give you $100 ticket, you're on. But because you didn't have a license, now you suspect. Now to them, you're already black. You already didn't do your shit. Now you don't have a light. Wait a minute. Now they're going to dig, and he might have been there for a half hour. They do all the searches where before, if he had a license, they probably could let him go. What does it teach you? You at home, you are not a citizen. You don't have the full rights of a citizen. Even though you are an American citizen, you have to move as if your life depends on your documentation. Keep it with you. Stay calm. Be cool. Play on.
He was detained by ICE because of a 2014 removal order stemming from a 2007 bounce check and a 2006 simple assault charge.
Pause.
He says the
So, real
removal
quick,
order was
in the interest
issued
of
when
time.
Wade.
Listen to this. He had a simple assault charge, which in that charge, it was a domestic disturbance, which is things got moved around. Like he knocked some stuff off the shelf. Nobody got hurt physically, but still was on his record. Then he had he wrote a bad check, which he, by the way, did go back and reinstate and pay the fine. Whatever, he made it right with him. But because of that one thing triggered the permanent residency, which the dude was too laid back. You so laid back in this country, you drive around with no driver's license. We got to learn from this. And what ends up happening to the brother, he's going to be deported back to Jamaica, who he hasn't lived there since he was young in that picture. Listen, imagine being an American citizen for 40-something years, having to start a life in Jamaica where you probably don't have any family that you probably close. Maybe you have a couple of family members over there. You're used to living in America with potable water, indoor plumbing, and all that. In Jamaica, a lot of places in Jamaica, they don't have all the luxuries we have here. Y'all better listen. Y'all are not citizens like you think you are. We are not citizens. So that's a damn shame. It's a damn shame. Hey, look, and he got ICE. Think about it. ICE pulled him over. ICE faces the interesting. So I don't know if ICE did the traffic stop or what happened is a regular cop pulled them over and then they called ICE because of immigration. Because I'm going to tell you right now, if it had been a Ukrainian that did that on a traffic stop, didn't have a driver's license, if it had been somebody from Czechoslovakia or another country that would have been caught, I know this would not have happened. So it does not matter if you're Southern Kingdom or Northern. You better make sure your stuff is correct in this country. Better make sure.
Romans 13.
Bring it out. Bring it out.
The book of Romans, chapter 13 and verse 1. Let every soul be subject unto the higher powers, for there is no power but of God.
So God has allowed what we see today to go on. So we need to be correctly handling ourselves here under their legalization, because God's the only one who really makes laws. They just, this is their legal, how do you say that? Legalism. That's what we live under, is their legalism, but they operating under false authority. Go ahead.
The powers that be are ordained of God.
Uh-huh.
Whosoever therefore resisteth the power.
What?
Whosoever therefore resisteth the power, resisteth the ordinances of God.
That's one of the subcategories of God laws. Go ahead.
And they that resist shall receive to themselves damnation.
And that's where it gets tricky. You sitting there talking about, I got my rights, I ain't rolling my window down. I know my rights, I'm a citizen and all that. And they bust out the window, drag you out the car. Mm-hmm. If you make a wrong move, they shoot you. All of this takes place. Or if you're not bringing your driver's license with you. And I have 2 young men in my household. I always ask them, you got your wallet with you? With your ID? That's what happened. Going for 3.
For rulers are not a terror to good works.
So generally, if you're going to work, minding your business, got all your legal stuff in order, you ain't got no problems. Go ahead.
But to the evil. Wilt thou then not be afraid of the power?
So you don't want to respect them. That afraid is to respect them for the position that they have in the earth today. Then the negative, the damnation going to come upon you. Go ahead.
Do that which is good, and thou shalt have praise of the same.
That's it.
Hey, real quick, can I get Sirach chapter 9, verse 13 to add to what Officer Yasser is saying? Because I guarantee you, and he was in the military, they drill this in your head. Complacency will get you hemmed up.
Yep.
Guarantee you he got complacent. He forgot this. Read that.
The book of Sirach, chapter 9 and verse 13.
Mm-hmm.
Keep thee far from the man that hath power to kill.
That's you keeping your license in order. Captain brought it out earlier. Don't keep your glove box all crammed up with junk. When they pull you over, you're 10 and 2. You're not making sudden movements. You know how to be in compliance with what they need you to do. He got complacent, and he forgot that he was in the land of his captivity. Read on.
So shalt thou not doubt the fear of death.
Watch this.
And if thou come unto him, make no fault.
He made fault. Now they see his license is suspended. What else is suspended? Now they have probable cause to mess with you. If they see one thing out of order, they're going to continue to dig, and they're gonna find something. I guarantee they looked at him. He probably had a little bit of an accent. They heard that in his voice, like, yeah, call ICE. He ain't got no license. Now we know we know something else is off. Now let's jam him up. Read on.
Lest he take away thy life presently.
He thank the Lord they didn't take the brother life. Read.
Remember that thou goest in the midst of snares.
That's the part that he didn't remember right there. These things, they hunt our steps. Lamentations say that they hunt our steps. We walking around, they got snares, they got traps, they got all kind of stuff set up to jam us up. Finish it out.
And that thou walkest upon the battlements of the city.
Let's sit on that.
Hey, Cap, remember when we was up, we was with leadership last year, wintertime. Bishop Yawasat was bringing it out. He said, look, if the police want to pull you over, they can literally pull you over for anything. And he made an example of the air freshener thing. You know how we like to put the air freshener thing on our rearview mirrors? That is obstruction of your view, according to the police. They can pull you over for that. They can pull you over. Well, why did you pull me over? Well, you had your air freshener thing in your mirror. They got a drug dealer like that. They could not find nothing, couldn't get this dude for nothing. And they went to the book. They said, all right, get him on the air freshener. So they got him on the air freshener thing. The thing that's just hanging in your mirror, they got him on that, was able to pull him over and then question him from there. But if they want to pull you over, they can pull you over for anything. That's why we got to be right when we out there in the world. The scriptures say we walk amongst wolves. We walking in the valley of the shadow of death. Like the scriptures say, we've trusted in the shadow of Egypt. You understand? We've trusted in the shadow of Egypt. That's why now we have the taskmasters all over again. Children of Israel, taskmasters over their own people, just like it was with the Buffalo Soldiers. It's our people being used to catch our people. And now we have to be circumspect at all times in this captivity, because now we're starting to see we are in captivity. Now we're starting to see it.
Right, we seeing it clear, and I'm gonna tell you two brothers that see it. Number 7, there's two gentlemen, Leonardo Garcia Venegas and Jorge Reyes. Check this out. These are two Northern Kingdom brothers. There's an article. It should be okay. So what I want to do is, it's kind of a long read. I want to break it apart. So scroll down a little bit. Look at the caption. Okay, scroll down a little bit. Okay. Go up. Go back to the top. Stop right there. See where it says the little small font? Read that.
Leonardo Garcia Venegas was detained by immigration agents while filming a raid on his work site, despite having a real ID on him and telling the officers he was a citizen.
So when he said he was filming a raid, what they do is these ICE agents go to construction sites, because we all know Mexican brothers are, it's not a stereotype, most of them are phenomenal workers. Many of them hang out, not just Mexican brothers, but at Home Depot, Lowe's, and they just want to feed, they want to work, you know what I mean? So they'll go and they'll set up raids on these construction houses. This guy was obviously legal. All he's just doing is filming it. There's no law that says you can't film. And because they're mad he's filming it, even after he showed them that he had, he told them rather, he had a real ID. Watch what they did to this guy. Scroll down. Scroll down. Let me see something. Scroll down. Let's keep going. I want to get to the part where it talks about this guy and another guy. I don't want to read the whole thing. Okay, stop. Look at Jorge Retes. Okay.
Jorge Retes, an American combat veteran.
So here's another Northern Kingdom. Now we got Southern Kingdom, Jamaican overseas veteran from the 70s. Now this guy's an American combat. So he went to war, probably, arguably Afghanistan or Iraq too. Probably. Read on.
At the site of his arrest by immigration agents on California's Central Coast.
The coast of California. Central Coast is somewhere between like San Francisco and LA. It's probably could be Santa Barbara, could be whatever. Bakersfield, exactly. Read on.
Retes was detained for 3 days without access to a lawyer and missed his daughter's 3rd birthday.
Remember, this was an American citizen, an Army combat veteran. He was detained they wouldn't even let him show his ID to them. What a slap in the face. That's why you don't think you're special. You're not special. You in the land of your captivity. Scroll down.
Hey, Cap, wait.
Yes.
In response to questions from ProPublica, the Department of Homeland Security said agents do not racially profile or target Americans. We don't arrest U.S. citizens for immigration enforcement. Then why we got stories and articles on it? Why we got videos on it? If you don't do it, why we got proof that you're doing it?
Hey, in a minute, we're going to show, this week was heavy. They had Congress interviewed multiple people. We got an interview with the sister where she spoke before Congress. This Northern Kingdom sister is a citizen of the U.S. She was shot 5 times and lived. We got it tonight. I'm telling you, and these are the ones that are reported, okay? I want to scroll down to where we want to actually read about these two guys, and I don't know where it's at because it's such a long damn. Okay, hold up. Scroll down. Let's keep going. Not so fast, though, please. Keep going. There you go. Keep going. Stop right there. So, okay, where it says Leonardo Garcia Venegas.
Leonardo Garcia Venegas appears to have been just such a case. He was working at a construction site in coastal Alabama.
Not far from here. Not far from here at all. An hour and 45 minutes away, by the matter of fact. Read on.
When he saw mass immigration agents from Homeland Security investigations hop a fence and run by a no trespassing sign,
AKA ICE. Read on.
Garcia Venegas recalled that they moved toward the Latino workers, ignoring the white and black workers.
You see, that's like Captain, that's racial profiling. How do they know that one of the white guys is not here illegally from the Ukraine and has a bomb in his truck? Let's really think about that. They are Northern Kingdom catching it, man. They literally ran by the black dudes, which we next, and the Caucasians straight to the Latino. And Leonardo Garcia Venegas is a U.S. citizen with an ID on him. Keep that in mind. Play on, read on.
Garcia Venegas began filming after his undocumented brother asked agents for a warrant. In response, the footage shows agents yanked his brother to the ground, shoving his face into wet concrete.
Yo, listen, anybody ever work with concrete? When you pour concrete, it's not wet like water. It still has some volume to it. So it doesn't feel good. To get your face slammed in wet concrete, I'm gonna tell you something. That's a level of disrespect. They was there on a mission to just oppress these young men that are trying to work hey, they didn't go into a crack house. They went to a construction site. These guys are building something. They're giving back to the community. They're building. It's a skilled trade to be a carpenter, to frame up a load-bearing wall, to pour concrete, to get the mold ready, to coordinate with the delivery of they're doing all these things. Okay? Read on.
Garcia Venegas kept filming until officers grabbed him too and knocked his phone to the ground.
Right. So again, this is a U.S. citizen now. Read on.
Other co-workers filmed what happened next as immigration agents twisted the 25-year-old's arm. They repeatedly tried to take him to the ground while he yelled, "I'm a citizen."
So here's the thing. If somebody's saying to you, "I'm a citizen," what's the next step you logically, as a trained ICE or Homeland Security agent, should be? Go back to the top. Remember your part rate. Go back to the top where it says, Captain Matthew pointed this out. Scroll back to the top. Let's look at the mission statement, what they said.
In response to questions from ProPublica, the Department of Homeland Security said agents do not racially profile or target Americans.
But multiple witnesses said they ran past the black dudes and the white dudes to the Latino brothers. Okay, read on.
We don't arrest U.S. citizens for immigration enforcement.
So they threw a 25-year-old American citizen, U.S. citizen, on the ground, not because he was impeding the investigation, because he was just filming what was going on. After he screams out, "I'm a citizen, I'm a citizen," watch what happens, and let's scroll back down where you was at. I'm telling you, y'all, we better get ready. We better get ready. Have your stuff ready. Matter of fact, agree with that adversary quick while he's in the way. Because Christ told you what to do, man. And this is the problem with you black Christians and you Latino Christians, you Catholics. You really think you got no adversaries. That's your problem. The adversaries, all the nations outside of the Israelites are your adversaries. In particular, the man that runs the planet Earth, he is the number one adversary who got power over you. So you better listen to what Christ said. I don't know where it's at.
The book of Matthew, chapter 5 and verse 25.
Yes.
Agree with thine adversary quickly.
What?
Agree with thine adversary quickly.
No, try to reason with Duke.
Agree with thine adversary quickly.
Give your opinion. Your opinion's important to him.
Agree with thine adversary quickly.
You better quickly agree. Okay? And even when you do that, you can still get hemmed up. Read on.
Whilst thou art in the way of him.
In the way of what? In the way of his power. If he's on the way to get stuff done, you in the way of him getting stuff done. He got the power. You better agree, man. That goes back to Titus 3. Obey magistrates. It goes back to Romans 13 about the powers that be. We servants here. We don't have no power. The only power we have is God the Father, God the Son. We have power through our connection. That's all we have. Without Christ and the Most High, we had nothing. Read on.
Lest at any time the adversary deliver thee to the judge.
Right, and the judge is going to deport you. And this guy, what you're going to find out, this guy, Aretes, this guy, the Army combat veteran, he spent 3 days detained. They didn't even look at his ID, nothing. They gave him nothing. This is an Army veteran who did overseas tour, who was a U.S. citizen. They didn't let him do nothing. They treated him like a slave is what they did. And now he knows what it's like to be like a slave. Go ahead.
So you see where it said officers pulled out his real ID, which Alabama only issues to those legally in the U.S. So, but they dismissed that as fake. So what could you pull out? Your birth certificate card, your what do you call that when you go overseas? Your passport card. So really, the real ID driver's license is a treaty, so to speak, and they've broken every treaty.
Yes, bring it
for
out.
everything they ever said. They just go back on it. That's law. They don't want to keep the same laws that they're telling you everybody else is law breaking.
Right, and to that point, you tell me that an agent that all they do is deal with IDs. He don't know the difference between a real and a fake real ID.
Oh my goodness!
Come on, man.
Not only
Come
that,
on.
if you thought it was fake, why didn't you send it up to federal officers to say, "Hey, this is document forgery right here"? Not only is he illegal, but he forges documents. We need to investigate him.
There should have been a charge for that.
Yep.
But
you mean to tell me he sat in jail for 3 days and they couldn't, like, where's his due process? They couldn't figure out him sitting in jail for 3 days. Like, yo, this guy might be a citizen. And they ran, the mission statement said, we don't profile. So you ran past all the white folks to arrest, like, he looks like he's illegal. You ran past all them. They mission statement it says we don't arrest us, which means they don't arrest white folks. That's what they saying.
You gotta understand the fear. There are millions and millions and millions of legal Mexican Americans, Guatemalan Americans. There are a whole gang. 25. Do me a favor, Google what is the percentage of Latino citizens, and then I'll just go a little bit under. It is, I want to say it's like 23 or 24% of the U.S. is so-called Latino, Hispanic of non-white descent. It's way up there. So then give me that percentage, like 21, 23%, something like that. Okay. Now, do me a favor. The number of people in the U.S. is what, 350 type? Okay. Do me a favor. Let's just go low. Let's just say that Esau is wrong. Let's get 50% of 350 million. There is a lot. 350 million times 0.15. No, that's wrong. 350 million, right? Did I do it right? Times 0.15. I got 52 million. So look, listen, the number of Latinos it is so many of our people here. You gotta imagine the fear. If you look like you're a Latino, you got something to worry about. You got something to worry about right now. And this is why get me Hosea 5:15. What's going to happen is there's going to be more and more. By the way, this is Donald Trump just completed his 13th month. He's been in office a little bit over a year. And if you think it's going to get better, y'all brothers and sisters are crazy. This is why we got to turn back to our God. This is why you Northern Kingdom brothers got to stand up, put in more work in Mexico, more work in the Central Americas and South America. You have to put in the work in Spain. You have to put in the work everywhere where our people speak Espanol. You have to get it done. Time is short. Read that.
The book of Hosea, chapter 5 and verse 15.
Listen good.
I will go and return to my place.
Right. God ignored the hell out of us. Read on.
Till they acknowledge their offense.
And the problem with these Latino brothers and sisters, man, they're so deeply, deeply entwined in Catholicism. It is a sick, disgusting disease of the mind. And they really believe that thing, bro. They got bathtubs turned upside down with baby Jesus in the front. It's a horrible. They got the rosary beads. They do all this and kiss the cross. They're deep and they love white Jesus. And and guess what? 2/3 of them is going to be destroyed irregardless until they realize, as the Israelites, that they're going to keep catching hell. This message, all you brothers and sisters who fear for your life by ICE, understand that's the judgment of God coming to you. God, give me Psalm 17:13. Understand that this is his tool. This is his sword. This is his weapon of war. Just like he used Pharaoh as his weapon, he's using ICE. And he might have a Latino enforcer of ICE, but he's taking his direction from your enemies. Read that.
The book of Psalms, chapter 17 and verse 13. Arise, O Lord, disappoint him, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked.
Or see that? And that's what these brothers and sisters want. When we played that video of that son, probably 16, 15, 17 years old, who was trying to defend, he said, yo, show me the warrant first. He's trying to defend his mother against the car because he knows this is his last stand. He knows that after she gets in cuffs, she's in the back of the car. He may not see her for months, may not see her again. Read it again.
Arise, O Lord.
Arise, O Lord.
Disappoint him.
Right, because the Israelites want our enemies to be disappointed. Read on.
Cast him down.
We want our enemies to be cast down and be destroyed before us. Read.
Deliver my soul.
And that's what these northern tribes, they want their soul delivered. And they're going to pray to God, but they're praying to the wrong God. They're not praying to the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Read on.
Deliver my soul from the wicked.
From who?
From the wicked.
From the wicked, which is who?
Which is thy sword.
That's God's tool of war, to inflict pain upon the Israelites. Understand that. You want to be delivered from the wicked, you better turn back to the Most High. It goes to all you Latino. Listen, hey, we still got another half of the show. We got, listen, we're about to go on break, y'all. We got Cat Matt coming up again with his godly discourse. Right now, you got something going on for tonight. Y'all stay tuned. Second half of the show, we're going to have more about ICE and the cold that's coming. Shalom. Stick around.
Hey, Shalom, Israel. No sign Christ bless. Why do you subscribe? IUIC New Orleans, subscribe, go to our YouTube page, help us to grow, comment, like, share. What's going on? Make it happen.
Everybody better turn up. See that man, them could have put my cellular. Tell them man, I just hold on. So bright you can hide up. So bright you like that, just kind of like government.
I want to ask you a question, and that is, what is in your life's blueprint?
We gonna stand upon the laws of God. We gotta learn how to love one another. We don't have that. We don't have no guidance.
They got private prisons being built left and right. Because they know our people are out of control. And the prisons filled with blacks, Latinos, and the Native Americans. We don't care if you take no mercy on them. No! They were the Israelites said no mercy or knowledge. Going back to the Bible, the words in the Bible. There's no knowledge of God anymore. We have to look up and you said no matter what color crisis. Everything there.
And I feel like it's straight truth. That was his heart for 100 years.
I got the power with God. I got the power with God. Prince with the power with God. Prince with the power with God.
We're here at the MLK Blitz with IUIC San Antonio, where we're marching for truth, we're marching for unity, to let the people know who they are according to the Bible. In these last days, we have to wake up as the 12 tribes of Israel, as we see the world coming to an end.
This supposed to be a man that marched for his people, and that's what we're doing, letting our light shine, marching for our people.
Part of the 12, God, part of the 12, Ruth, part of the 12, you, part of the 12, me, part of the 12, we, part of the 12.
You already know it's another MLK Blitz 2026, while people are still waiting for a nation that cannot save them. Man, the brothers from Austin, Houston, and Tulsa came down, convening in one spot to teach our people repentance. Stay tuned, Israel. Most High Christ bless.
The fact they stand up for the community and do a lot of stuff that we a lot of times don't have the nerves and sometimes a lot scared to do. Appreciate you, my brother. Love.
This just ain't no conversation. My thoughts, what I'm contemplating. This goes for your education. God taught for edification. This is godly discourse. Godly discourse. Go, godly discourse. Godly discourse. Godly discourse. Discourse. Yeah.
Hey, Shalom, Israel, Most High in Christ. Bless. Cap Matt here, a.k.a. 504 Matt, with another godly discourse. Now, what we going to talk about today is Negroes that be selling a soul. Play that clip.
My dog, I get $100. No, I get $1,000. No, I get $100,000. Hey, you can have him. Like, my thought is everything has a price. There is not a number that can get you back in that ring. 80 million, 100 million.
Nah, because now you selling your soul.
$100 million, you can have my soul.
That's you. Now we know your character. Sometimes, you know, you look at people and you be like, dang, man, you ain't got no dignity. You ain't got no morals. Like, come on, man. Like, what you gonna stand for if everything is about money?
So what are you going to stand for if everything is about money? Brother said, shoot, $100 million, you can have my soul. That's not what you're supposed to say. You're supposed to stand for something. If you could be bought, you can't be trusted. Get me 1 Timothy chapter 6, verse 9.
The book of 1 Timothy chapter 6 and verse 9. But they that will be rich fall into temptation and a snare.
Why? Because you do anything for that money. They that want to be rich, you fall into temptations. Some of y'all touch your toes for them temptations. Some of y'all do things that's out of your character for them temptations. Some of y'all give up on your whole character for them temptations. But you give up a whole lot. And most of the time when it involves men, you give up your manhood to be rich. Read on.
And into many foolish and hurtful lusts.
Yeah, it's hurtful because you be, yeah, you can't really sit down like you want to, huh? Because you're full of those hurtful lusts. Go ahead.
Which drown men in destruction and perdition.
Which drown men in destruction and perdition. You can't hardly recover after stuff like that. Read on.
The book of 1 Timothy chapter 6 and verse 9. But they that will be rich fall into temptations and a snare, and into many foolish and hurtful lusts, which drown men in destruction and perdition.
Read on.
For the love of money is the root of all evil.
Notice the Bible didn't say money is the root of all evil, because in Ecclesiastes it said money is a defense. But it said the love of money. You just got to have it. Here, you can have my favorite dog for $100,000. You can have my butt for $1 million. You can have my life, my soul for $100 million. Read.
For the love of money is the root of all evil, which while some coveted after, they have erred from the faith.
A lot of people err from the faith chasing after money. You got people that was once in the body doing major works, and next thing you know, they off to the side doing X-rated videos. They doing America's Next Top Model. Now they all into some sort of alternate lifestyle that they never was a part of before. But because they want that money, you choose that lifestyle. Finish that out.
And pierce themselves through with many sorrows.
And they pierce themselves through with many sorrows. Sirach 10 and 9.
The book of Ecclesiastes chapter 10 and verse 9. Why is earth and ashes proud?
Earth and ashes is us. That's what we are. We come from the earth. We turn back into ashes. Go ahead.
There is not a more wicked thing than a covetous man.
There's not a more wicked thing than a covetous man. A man that just got lust after everything. A man that just got to have everything. A man that want what everybody else got. Why is there not a more wicked thing than a covetous man? Read.
For such a one setteth his own soul to sell.
You will sell your own soul. You will sell everything about you. Your manhood, your dignity, your character. Everything about you is now sold off to the highest bidder. If you could be bought, you can't be trusted. Finish that out.
Because while he liveth, he casteth away his bowels.
You give up your butt for money. That's your bowels. You giving it up as a man because you want money. And that's a lot of these people that's caught up in these allegations that they're making documentaries about on Netflix. You got famous singers that are in jail behind that. You got famous activists / comedians that are in jail behind that. Why? Because you pierce yourself through with many lusts. You cast away your bowels. Matthew 16:26.
The book of Matthew, chapter 16 and verse 26. For what is a man profited? Excuse me. For what is a man profited if he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul?
What profit is it for you to gain the whole world and lose your soul? You got the fame, you got the fortune, you got the position, you got the power, you got the know-how, you got the connections, you got everything that you want for anything your little heart desire, you can now get it. But what profit is that if you're going to die and lose your whole soul? You're going to die and you can't take none of that with you. The only thing you could take with you is your sins that you got to answer for on Judgment Day. You ain't taking the riches. You ain't taking the power. You ain't taking the reputation. What you going to take is that death when it come on Judgment Day. Finish that out.
Or what shall a man give in exchange for his soul?
A lot of y'all want to exchange money for your soul. You don't even own your soul. How you going to sell something that you don't even own? It ain't yours. That thing belong to God. You sold God's possession that he created? What kind of judgment you think you're going to get? Proverbs 15:27.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 15 and verse 27. He that is greedy of gain troubleth his own house.
When you greedy of gain, you trouble your own house. You trouble your own house. Why? Because you'll do anything to get it. This is not how we're supposed to be, brothers and sisters. This is not what God has called us to do. God did not call us to put our life on the line for money, to sell our soul for money, to bend over backwards or frontwards for money. You're not supposed to be doing that. The scriptures say, blessed is the rich that is found without blemish. You can be rich, but you got to labor. You can be rich, but it's only if that's God's lot for you. Sometimes it ain't God's lot for you. Sometimes all you need is the food convenient for you, like it says in Proverbs 30. Sometimes all you need is just enough, because if you had more, you'll be wicked as hell. So be grateful for what you have, and don't sell your biscuits just to get some money. And that is my godly discourse.
This just ain't no conversation. My thoughts, what I'm contemplating. This goes for your education. God talk for edification. This is godly discourse. Godly discourse. Go, godly discourse. Godly discourse. Godly discourse. Yeah. Go, heaven, godly discourse. Godly discourse. Godly.
All right, welcome back, y'all. Cold times ahead. The ice has just started, okay? So we're showing you the examples of our people, both Southern and North, mainly Northern Kingdom, that are going through rough times. Rough times. Let's go back to that article we had. We never finished it. I think it was number 7, because it gave us a breakdown of what happened to the one guy was an Army veteran, the other guy was just a construction worker who legally had an ID on him. Scroll down. Let's review it let's go back to the top. Let's look at the excerpts about the two men. So at the top, we're going to read about him. There it is right there. I'll read it. Leonardo Garcia Venegas was detained by immigration agents while filming a raid on his work site. I mean, he probably was the foreman. If that's his work site, he probably was leading a job. Despite having a real ID, which that means he is a U.S. citizen, on him and telling the officers he was a U.S. citizen, he still was detained, all right? And all he was doing was filming. Let's scroll down to the other brother. This guy here, Jorge Retes, I thought it was Reyes, but it's actually Retes, an American combat veteran. At the site of his arrest by immigration agents on California's Central Coast, Retes was detained for 3 days without access to a lawyer and missed his daughter's 3rd birthday. Well, we don't care about that part, but now, scroll down. All the way down. It tells a little bit about his story. Okay, yes. So this is Garcia. Okay, cool. Let's read this about Garcia. Remember, Garcia was thrown down to the construction site, which it was his job. So he was the foreman or he was the site supervisor. Okay, read.
Leonardo Garcia Venegas told agents he was a citizen both times he was detained. His real ID was dismissed as fake.
By the way, he was detained 2 separate occasions. Read on.
Garcia Venegas was so shaken that he took 2 weeks off of work.
Right, you had a job, you leading a job. Next thing you know, the guys come, they walk right by the black dudes, right by the white dudes, and came right up to the Latino brothers, through one of the guys in wet cement, and then he said, wait, this is crazy. This can't be policy. He starts to film them. Next thing you know, he, a U.S. citizen, is on the ground himself. So it was so bad he had to take a half a month off. Read on.
Soon after he returned, he was working alone inside a nearly built house, listening to music on his headphones, when he sensed someone watching him. A mass immigration agent was standing in the bedroom doorway. This time, agents didn't tackle him, but they again dismissed his real ID.
So you got to imagine, here you are, you're getting your Titus 3 on, you're getting your Romans 13 on, you're actually being respectful. Hey sir, I'm a citizen. I understand you're doing your job, sir, but here's my real ID. I work this, I'm building this house. You see me in here. And even when you do that, this is how you know that we're under the curses. Even when you try to do right, you're still gonna get treated in that manner because you're not following God right now. Okay? And we hope that this brother, along with the other Israelites who are in these false religions, come out. Now's the time to wake up. Read on.
This time, agents didn't tackle him, but they again dismissed his real ID. And then they held him to check his citizenship. Garcia Venegas says agents also held 2 other workers who had legal status.
So they probably had green cards. Read on.
DHS did not respond to ProPublica's questions about Garcia Venegas' detentions or to a federal lawsuit he filed last month.
So at least he is filed a federal lawsuit, which he should. Scroll down. I want to read about the other brother. It's a long article. Let's keep going. This guy right here. Okay. Retes said that the agents knew he was a citizen and they didn't care. This is the combat veteran. Look, go, scroll down. Look right here. He was in Iraq. He was an Iraq Army veteran. See that? This sticker on over there.
Damn.
You can't make this up. You can't make this up.
The Department of Justice has encouraged agents to arrest anyone interfering with immigration operations, twice ordering law enforcement to prioritize cases of those suspected of obstructing, interfering with, or assaulting immigration officials.
Scroll down real quick. We're looking for, when it starts talking about Retes, it tells a little bit more about him. But let me see. Hold up. No. Keep going. Okay. All right. So I got a video. I just sent it post 7 o'clock of Sakim. It's a video of Retes himself, and it shows him what he's talking about. I believe it should be one of the last ones sent in. Yep. Well, you might want to go to general. Go to general. Okay. So Latino American Vetes, he's dressed up in a suit, and I think he's before Congress or he's before a board, and he's sharing his story. Okay, play that.
I'm here today not to reopen old wounds, but as a veteran, a father, and an ordinary person who still believes in the promise of this country and the values represented by our flag. I respect law enforcement. I respect the men and women who serve, but I also believe that accountability is not the enemy of respect. It is its foundation. On July 10th, 2025.
So pause real quick. I want to show you something. This dude is nervous, man. He's reading. This is a grown man, a father, and he went to war. This guy is nervous reading off a piece of paper, man. And the thing about it, give me Lamentations 5. This is the problem, because a lot of us were in Esau's, whether you're Esau's military, whether you are a strong Republican or Democrat, you really believe in this country, loves you, and is fair and equitable. That's the disease he has, because after all that, he still believes in the American dream. No, it's not, brother. Now, here's the same thing. I don't want to move to Chad. I ain't trying to move into sub-Saharan. I'm happy here, because here is victuals are cheap. Here is a place that we take it for granted. We got it really good in America. That's why we have to pool our resources in England and the United States and France and help other brothers who are other places who don't have resources. So I'm not complaining. What I'm saying is that if you actually trust in this system to do right by you, you're lost. You're disconnected. You know. Read that, Lamentations.
Lamentations chapter 5 and verse 1.
Uh-huh.
Remember, O Lord, what has come upon us. Consider and behold our reproach.
Right. Consider, and that's what he's not doing. We have to consider. Like Tim, no matter what I do, I got a degree. I'm an Army guy. I did this. I did that. And every job I go to, someone's got something to say. There's always something I can't be perfect. They're going to find something in me. They're going to exploit it, because you were not sent here for that. Read it again.
Remember, O Lord, what has come upon us. Consider and behold our reproach.
What has come upon us is that because we broke God's commandments, he put us in Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico, the United States of America, Brazil, to serve out our sentence of captivity, to get right. Like in 1 Kings chapter 8, it talks about we were sent here to repent, to change. And this brother right here, unfortunately, he's going to go right back to the Christian church. And I hope he doesn't. He's going to go back to the Christian church on Sunday. He's going to believe, and he still is going to put trust in the system that was never set up to help him. Okay, it was set up to make him realize who he is, and then work with the other Israelites so that we can get the hell out of here. We got to gather together, gather our knowledge, our wisdom, our understanding, our resources, our community living, our community gardens, all these things together, help each other in captivity while acknowledging we're the Israelites. Play on.
By ICE agents on my way to work. I want you to understand exactly what that looked like. Not because I want sympathy, but because it exposes a crack in the law that must be fixed. I was driving to my job as a security guard at a licensed farm in Camarillo, California. Federal immigration agents were lined across the road leading to the farm. I identified myself as a U.S. citizen and a veteran, but that didn't matter. Agents smashed my window, sprayed tear gas, and pepper spray into my car.
He identified himself. Pause.
I was.
Do you not hear me when I'm saying that? Do I need to speak louder? Okay, well, I mean, it's still running. Rewind it again, please. So he don't sound like Essay from the Block. He sound like a real proper guy. Not that there's anything wrong with Essay from the Block, but my man is like, look, hey, I'm going my way to work. I'm a security guard. I'm a veteran, but so he had everything ready to rock and roll. They still broke his window, and they sprayed him with tear gas. Think about that. You on your way to work, you're doing the right thing, you have identification on you. By the way, he has a bumper sticker on the white car. He has an Iraqi 3 metal ribbons on there from the Iraq War. I'm telling you, God is raising up these Edomites in authority, and whether it doesn't matter if the ICE agents are Mexican American ICE agents, white or even black American ICE agents, they're doing what they're supposed to do because they are in a position that is set up, and they, like Officer Yasser brought out, they have bonuses, they have obligations. What you gonna do? You got a $50,000 bonus, and your college loans are being repaid back, and you're making good money. You gonna disobey? I'm gonna tell you, that's a catch. It's a trap. Play on. Listen to that again.
2025, I was confronted by ICE agents on my way to work. I want you to understand exactly what that looked like, not because I want sympathy, but because it exposes a crack in the law that must be fixed. I was driving to my job as a security guard at a licensed farm in Camarillo, California. Federal immigration agents were lined across the road leading to the farm. I identified myself as a U.S. citizen and a veteran, but that didn't matter. Agents smashed my window, sprayed tear gas and pepper spray into my car, dragged me out. I was choking on gas, unable to breathe, while officers shouted conflicting commands even after I complied. They pinned me down, one kneeling on my back and another kneeling on my neck, while my hands were already behind me. I was first taken to a Navy base where agents collected my DNA.
This is what pissed me off the most. They took him to a United States naval base where you have sentries at the front post. He was, look, I'm a veteran like you. Nobody took the time, not one of them people took the time to say, hey, but hold up, man, hold up. He says a veteran. Let's just let him prove it. Nobody did that. I'm gonna say, if you brothers who you trust in Esau military, man, do not take the lessons you learned from it and help the truth with it. Do not put trust in this man's system. This is a veteran, a combat veteran, who was detained at a U.S. Navy base in California, and not one of the naval sailors, none of the Marines, none of the, because on Navy bases, you usually have a detachment of Marines, you have civilians as well, and you have sailors, submariners, nobody, Seabees, nobody said nothing. I'm telling you, man, and some of them Jakes are probably too scared to say anything. It's crazy. Latino George Floyd, this brother didn't do nothing wrong, and he was 100% legal. That's just a slap in the face. They took you, a combat veteran of the U.S. Army, took you to a Navy base, and for 3 days, you couldn't even get a effing phone. They wouldn't give you a towel to wipe the bear spray that they sprayed in your friggin' face. That's a slap in your face. If this brother, I pray this brother wake up, man. I hope you wake up, man. Play on.
I was taken to a detention center and held for 3 days without charges. No phone call, no lawyer, no medical care, even though my skin burned from the chemicals. I wasn't allowed to shower.
You can't listen. That's horrible. That's horrible. That's horrible. So you got, listen, no consideration. You know, you got orange spray in your face. You wouldn't even let him wash his face off.
So they got carte blanche. They got carte blanche over military, police forces. They probably only answer directly to a specific person that DJ Cheeto has assigned for them to answer to, because it doesn't look like they have any oversight. And what little oversight they do have, they could just write it off. Oh, no, that didn't happen.
You can't make it up. Let's get to the sister. This is a heart-wrenching story. This sister is, I believe, if she's either a paraprofessional or she's a school teacher, one or the other. It's Maria. Okay. Now, this is recent. This is a couple days ago. This is actually, she was speaking to Congress. And if you look, the room is filled with politicians and people. They're all suits and ties. She shared, this just happened within the last, I want to say, couple of weeks. She's obviously Northern Kingdom sister. Listen to this.
As I struggle every day with the physical pain and the suffering. I cannot close my hand yet to hold the pen. I try to play with the children at my school, and I am in a significant pain as I attempt to do things I was easily able to do before October 4. I attend weekly physical therapy sessions to work on these issues and hope one day I can
Pause. She was a witness, and she's a U.S. citizen as well. She wasn't being detained. She was a witness standing by. She's either a paraprofessional, meaning she's a teacher's assistant, or she's a teacher. Does she look threatening? She was a bystander. Maybe even if she would say she was filming like the other brother that got thrown to the ground at his job. These are the ones that they're letting us see. There's so many more, hundreds of brothers in the Mexican Americans, and even if they are here illegal, they're going through it. If American citizens are being treated like this, what about the brothers who are so-called illegal, meaning not American citizens or don't have a green card? How are they being treated? How are they being treated? This is a teacher, a citizen. Play on.
Same way I was able to move prior to October 4. I know that what happened to me in the matter of seconds on October 4 will unfortunately be with me for a life